Okay, so it's been a very long time since I've done 2 videos in one day, but I was looking at my schedule of videos that I have planned for the next week or so, and I didn't really have room to move everything forward one day, and I figured if I waited a couple of weeks to do this, then the announcement would probably be out of date. So today I saw an announcement, really more of a rumor, that Johnny Depp allegedly met with Marvel Studios to do the role of Doctor Strange. Now, you may or may not know this about me, I am a gigantic Doctor Strange fan. He is by far my favorite Marvel superhero. You might be saying, oh, well, this is fantastic news for you. You love Doctor Strange, he's finally going to get a movie. No. I have notoriously been one of the people who has been less than satisfied with the Marvel Studios line of movies. I've liked some of them. I haven't loved all of them, or really any of them. Probably the one that I liked the most was the Captain America movie, and I've only seen it once, so that probably speaks for my love of this franchise of movies in the, what I like to call, the Avengerverse. So I'm not exactly eager to see Doctor Strange done by the Marvel Studios folks. If I had my way, I would rather see Fox or Sony do Doctor Strange, just because I get a little bit more excited by the superhero movies put out by those studios than I do by the folks at Marvel Studios. So not only am I not looking forward to Marvel Studios doing a Doctor Strange movie simply because I just don't think they would make a good movie, I also do not want to see Johnny Depp play Doctor Strange. I have nothing against Johnny Depp himself. I do not, however, like that every single human being seems to think that Johnny Depp can play any character. I am still to this day befuddled that someone somewhere thought that Johnny Depp would make a good Tonto from the Lone Ranger, when Johnny Depp is not an Indian. Now, Johnny Depp, I guess, could sort of look the part of Doctor Strange, you know, grow a goatee and a mustache, put on some weird robe, and say some magic words, and then he would look like Doctor Strange. I just don't want to see such a larger-than-life actor portraying this character, because I feel like people will be paying more attention to the fact that it's Johnny Depp, and less attention to the fact that this is a character that is being brought to the big screen. And so the purpose of this video is for me to tell you 5 other actors that I would be more comfortable playing Doctor Strange than Johnny Depp. Up first, Patrick Dempsey. You may know him from Grey's Anatomy or the movie Enchanted from about 8 years ago, probably not that long ago. Patrick Dempsey, a long time ago, was actually campaigning for the role for himself. This was around the time when Iron Man 2 were coming out, around that time, so the Marvel Studios movies were not as popular as they are now. And the big reason that I've got this guy on my list, for one, I really do think he's a good actor. Although I've never watched Grey's Anatomy, I do think this guy is a good actor. And 2, he knows who Doctor Strange is. And this isn't one of those things where somebody says, oh, I want to play Superman. Well, everyone knows who Superman is, but how many people know who Doctor Strange is? When this guy says that he would like to play Doctor Strange, I actually believe that he knows the character and likes the character and would like to do that character justice. Number 2 is Hugh Laurie. This one may seem a little obvious. You definitely probably know this guy from the TV show House. I have not watched House, but I know that in this TV show, Hugh Laurie plays kind of an arrogant doctor who helps people. He still sort of likes people, but he's very much a jerk. And that's basically what Stephen Strange is before he becomes the master of the mystic arts. I don't think that Marvel would ever get Hugh Laurie because he's probably a little older than what they would like. Judging by what they've been doing recently, with the exception of casting Michael Douglas as Henry Pym, they want to kind of cast younger so that they can use these actors for multiple films. And I just don't see them casting Hugh Laurie, who A, would probably want more money than what they're willing to pay, and B, would probably not want to stick around for many films if they're wanting to milk this character for all that he is worth. And with Hugh Laurie, you have the same problem that you have with Johnny Depp, although not to as big of a degree. He's a very well-known actor, so if he's up there playing Doctor Strange, people are going to watch that and they are going to say, oh hey, there's Dr. House playing this magic guy, instead of saying, oh, that's Doctor Strange, let's watch this new movie. So I would probably rather have him up there playing Doctor Strange more than Johnny Depp, but not as much as some of these other guys that I have in this video. Number 3, I know I'm going to mispronounce this guy's name, Invert. I cannot pronounce his name at all. There's not enough vowels in there for me to say it. This guy played Victor in the TV show Dollhouse, and this guy is a phenomenally underrated actor. He is one of the best actors of our generation, and by generation I mean, the last 20 years or so. I really think this guy would make a killer Doctor Strange. He has not been in nearly enough stuff. I thoroughly believe in this guy's acting abilities. Just from what I've seen of him in Dollhouse, he was a killer actor. And this guy, unlike Hugh Laurie, he's fairly young, and so if they wanted to do a trilogy of Doctor Strange movies, which I doubt that would ever actually happen, they could actually get this guy, and he would be around for 3 movies. He wouldn't want to leave after 1 movie because he feels he's too old for the role or whatever. That's been a problem with other characters in the past, not necessarily with Marvel, but with other kind of well-known characters. So I definitely think that this guy would be the almost perfect Doctor Strange, in my humble opinion. Number 4, Nestor Carbonell. This guy, you may know him from the Dark Knight trilogy. He played the mayor in The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. Or if you were a fan of Lost, he played Richard Alpert. And I believe he also played Batmanuel in the live-action Tick TV show. I never saw him in the Tick, but I did see him in Lost and the Dark Knight movies. I definitely think that Carbonell would bring an interesting angle to Doctor Strange. He's not white, and Doctor Strange is white in the comics, but I personally wouldn't have a problem with this. In the movies, there have been plenty of other characters who are not white, and they are played by white actors, so I think this wouldn't really be that big of a deal. Plus, there's not a whole huge host of Doctor Strange fans out there, so this probably wouldn't be as big of a deal. But then again, you have something like the Mandarin, where when that happens in Iron Man 3, everyone and their mom suddenly starts pitching a big crybaby fit, when before Iron Man 3, nobody cared about the Mandarin. So maybe I'm underestimating the fanboy rage of everybody in the universe. But I definitely think this guy could play kind of a mystical, wise, aloof loner. That's definitely a quality I think he could do just based on what he did in Lost. I think he would be a very interesting choice for the role. And number 5 is Jim Caviezel. Sadly, I think that Caviezel is too old for the role now. He is currently in the show Person of Interest, and when I walked in the room and saw my parents watching that show, when I found out that it was Jim Caviezel playing the main character, I almost didn't believe them. He looks nothing like he did in the Count of Monte Cristo movie. The Count of Monte Cristo movie is what made me think this guy would be the perfect Doctor Strange. Unfortunately, that movie was like 13 years ago or longer, and I just don't think that he's quite young enough to really pull off the suave Master of Mystic Arts that Doctor Strange is. So if we could go back in time and get Jim Caviezel from, say, 1999 or 2000, I would definitely be on board with doing that. Now, I almost think that he's a little too old, but then again, he's around the same age as Patrick Dempsey and Hugh Laurie, so it's probably not that big of a deal that he's older than I would like. He would still be a killer Doctor Strange, I think, even though I do believe he's just a little too old for the role. And those are my top 5 choices for who I would have play Stephen Strange. I'm curious, what do you guys think of the announcement that Johnny Depp might be playing Doctor Strange? Who would you cast as Doctor Strange? Are you going to go see the Doctor Strange movie in theaters if and when it comes out? Tell me all of this and more in the comments below. And if you liked this video, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back tomorrow with another video. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.